Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Treyarch have just removed one of the best features in Black Ops 6 Zombies that we've all been using over the last 4 days, and I'm devastated, to be honest. I'm really sad about this, but let's talk about it. There's a bunch of things that we're going to get into in this video today, so you'll see at the bottom there's chapters marking out what the topics are. So if you want to skip around, you're totally welcome to. And also, as we're kicking off here, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of the love on the merch that I've been doing, because I announced that in a video the other day, and like I was on stream yesterday and there were people that were buying it for themselves, for their friends. Like, it was really wholesome, so I just wanted to say thank you guys. So let's talk about the zombies news. First of all, if you have been duplicating Gobblegums and getting infinite Gobblegum durations over the last couple of days, that is now gone. So the way this worked before is that you'd basically get to the end of a timed gobble, you'd then reactivate it as it was ending, and it would then last forever. So you could get infinite idolize, infinite any gobble basically, as far as I understand, but that has now been patched. Tragic. However, that means that we're going to be burning through gobbles significantly faster now because we actually have to use them multiple times, but all is not lost because I've got a strat to earn you a lot more gobbles, and that's going to be coming at the end of the video. Now, another thing that Treyarch has fixed, which all of us were really having a lot of fun with, I thought, was the boat glitch on Terminus, where you could use a boat to block off certain areas of the map, prevent zombies from pathing to you, and then you could just get headshots for days. It was like a really cool little exploit that you could do with Melee Macchiato. That's gone now. However, I think there's a pretty good chance the community just finds a way to still do this, and that glitch essentially comes back within a mere number of hours. So make sure you're subscribed, because I'll do a video on whatever the new version of it is, and that way you can get right back to doing what you were doing before, just slaying those zombies, getting those headshots, getting those camos really easily. Now, there are some fun and useful additions in this patch as well, which I want to give Treyarch credit for here. So there was a bug where basically if you did the Liberty Falls Easter egg, you would get to the end, and then let's say you chose to continue playing instead of exiting. You might be running around, get into a tight situation, think to yourself, oh, it's fine, I'll just pull out a chopper gunner to survive this. But then your score streaks would be disabled. Like, you just have no ability to use them. And solo players were able to exit Liberty Falls and then reload in, and that would fix the bug for them. But obviously in co-op, you don't have that luxury. So it was really frustrating, but thankfully that's now been patched and score streaks should work as intended in Liberty Falls. And there was another bug on Liberty where you'd get to the end of the Easter egg, you'd choose to continue playing, but then when you died, you'd just be stuck in spectator mode. Like, this happened to me the other day when I did my getting the new ray gun on Liberty Falls live comm. It was really weird, but that's been fixed now too. Another really positive change, and I didn't even know that the game could handle this, like, I didn't know this was possible, is Treyarch have changed the round cap. So it used to be that you'd get to round 256, and then your round cap in the top right corner of your screen, or wherever you've placed it, I guess, with the UI, would cap out. Like, that would be the top that you could get to. You couldn't have it display round 500, let's say. Whereas now, Treyarch have said, you know what? People are already getting to 256 a bit too easily. Like, they're getting up there in those numbers. They're hitting that 255, and like, we got to do something about that. So they've increased the round cap to 999, which I think is so cool. I can't wait to see 999 in thumbnails all over the place as people do high round strategies. And I'll be doing that, I'm sure, in high round strategy videos in the next couple of days because of what we're about to move on to here, which is a really big deal. And that's the high round strat that we've previously been using, okay, which was entirely based on mutant injections and score streaks, right? That has been removed from the game. That strat no longer works, which is really sad, actually. I don't think this is a change that Treyarch should have made, and I think that they've misstepped a little bit here in making a balance patch that takes fun out of the game when nobody was being harmed by it. There was nothing wrong with it. It wasn't making the rest of the game too easy. It wasn't meaning that people were skipping parts of the maps that they'd otherwise be enjoying. Like, it required you to jump into a game, play a bunch of different ways. Like, you had to play through those first 30 rounds. You had to then get from 30 to 50 using a different strat. Then you would jump in with your main strat, round 50, getting those mutant injections, slaying out all those manglers, etc. And so no one was being negatively affected by this. So I don't understand why it's beneficial for them to just remove it. Like, if the community can't find fun things to do, then the game is chalked, right? We all agree on that, I'm sure. And this was a fun thing to do that wasn't hurting anyone, and now it's gone. So if you take that one fun thing to do away, okay, sure, let's find a different fun thing to do. But if Treyarch makes a habit of this and keeps taking those fun things away as soon as we find them because they're strong or because they're powerful or whatever, that's gonna suck. Like, we're gonna just end up with a lot of the most bombastic, sort of silly fun that makes the Zombies sandbox, as amazing as it is, just feel a lot less electric, and I think it sets a scary precedent. So Treyarch, I'd honestly ask, if you're gonna make a change like this in patch notes in the future, at the bare minimum, could you give us some justification as to why? Because as it stands, literally all it says is special and elites killed by score streaks no longer drop items. Like, it's so impersonal, and it makes it sound like it's an exploit. Like, it's literally back to back with an actual exploit using the tactical raft, whereas this is not an exploit. This is just fun. So can we get some understanding as to why you're taking fun away from the game when it's not a glitch? It's just a strategy based on how the game works. I think that would be really beneficial, and it would help with player relations in the future. Now, speaking of them taking those sorts of things away, what's really weird about this is that that is not a glitch, but they've removed it. But in Liberty Falls, the canister duplication glitch that you can do is not mentioned here in the patch notes. And that is an exploit. It's literally a glitch, which causes you to skip an entire chunk of the Easter egg. And so surely something like that is something that I could imagine them wanting to patch, potentially. I mean, it's a part of their story that is being erased in some ways by the just skipping of those steps, right? And like the quest that they worked so hard to design, just being skipped. So I could understand that completely, but that isn't in the patch. Maybe that's just going to take longer for them to solve. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be impossible for them to solve because it's, I don't know, something based on input timings and the network code of the game doesn't support patching it. I don't know. I have no idea. But I just feel like there's some inconsistency there now, which is just weird. And it makes me wonder, like, is that canister glitch going to stay there? Should it stay there? I mean, you guys let me know in the comments down below. And that brings me to another really important thing here, which is that the Terminus and Liberty Falls speedruns have gotten so unbelievably fast at this point that people are beating Liberty Falls in 14 minutes and less, and they're beating Terminus in like 23 to 25 right now. And part of me is like, Jesus Christ, like if we find more skips, these eggs are going to be like 5 minutes long. So I would understand Treyarch wanting to fix those. But again, if it's in a scenario where it's just a high round, why is it deep to patch it? Like, I still just don't really like that change. The good news is because those speedruns have been being figured out, I've been working on my speedrun time. I got mine down from 38 minutes to 16 or something. And yeah, I died in that boss fight, so technically I didn't get the 16-minute completion. But I did get a 22-minute glitchless run. No glitches, no Gobblegums, just doing it completely legit, 22 minutes, which I'm actually really proud of. So this is just a little moment for me to say, go me. And I was streaming all of those attempts on Twitch yesterday. So if you're not following me on Twitch yet, twitch.tv/MrRoflWaffles is linked in the description down below. Now, I mentioned a strat to earn Gobbles really fast. This is actually bundled with some news from today. So double Gobbles and double XP is now live in Black Ops 6. So if you jump on right now, you will start earning that so long as you update your game, etc. And that's going to be live for a couple of days. So you've got the weekend ahead of you to really make the most of that. And another really important detail is that there are actually certain things that you can do in your game that prevent you from earning nearly as many Gobbles. There's been a bunch of testing done by various people in the community, but one of the best pieces of research that I saw was from MZC. And based on MZC's findings and a bunch of the testing that I've been doing in my games with regards to how to earn those Gobbles fastest and where you're going to get your certain rarities, etc., and what to avoid to make sure that you still get your full drop rate instead of the reduced drop rate, I've compiled all that into a video which is linked on screen right here. So click through to that right now, and I'll see you there earning some crazy quick Gobblegums.